let's talk about one bit of information. So Kapanji, wrote the Bible on human biomechanics some 30, 40 years ago, and it's used as a physiotherapist's guideline for functional parameters in the spine, for example. And in Kapanji's book, it's very clearly outlined what the limitations of the lumbar spine are. And the limitations of the lumbar spine are going to be general parameters for people who sit in chairs. They're going to be parameters for people who pick up babies. They're going to be parameters for people who climb ladders, who paint walls, who drive cars, and also for dancers and athletes and other people who generally live. Because living in a body means that you have to deal with certain stresses and loads. And so the information is going to be useful for everyone. And the nice thing about having it in an organized format where you have information that's correlated to practice is that you have a more accessible way of understanding what's actually pertinent. Of course, each way of organizing information is going to give you something special, right? So the Access Syllabus isn't the only useful format. There are, I'm sure, other ones. And we also consult the different communities that are focusing on human movement to get a sense also of how they're looking at things. Why is it stupid to wait? Why was it stupid on my part to wait until I got injured to start collecting the information? And I just wanted to say that you said inventing, and I don't think that I invented anything. I think that that bringing things together provides unique perspective. But the word invention is, I think, that would be, more like creating something from nothing, or, Well, maybe an inventor also does collecting things that already exist and reorganizing them. So maybe it's okay to say that, but it's not. Yeah, sometimes you have this feeling of authorship when people say invention, and writing a book is not the same thing as creating a system. So let's see, why is it stupid? Well, I think that human beings have a tendency to sometimes people say lazy. Laziness is a human quality or a human characteristic, but I would say that there's a tendency to deal with things as they are, unless there's a catastrophic change. And I think that gets people into trouble, because we place a lot more effort into pathology and studying pathology than we do into prevention. And it's just not a very rational approach. If we spent more time preventing, then we wouldn't have to deal with the fallout of waiting until we actually got into trouble. And I think that that's a general problem in human society. So yes, I think maybe stupid is a little offensive as a term, but let's say that it's not the most intelligent approach. I don't fault myself necessarily, because I did my best to respect my elders, to listen to their counsel, to follow their guide. And I believed them when they said that they were doing this, that they were telling me things for my own benefit, and that to the best of their knowledge, the things that they were asking me to do or telling me to do were correct. So I also am not angry with them for telling me to do things or asking me to do things that eventually proved dangerous or too risky, because I don't think that they knew any better. I think that that ignorance is a problem, because ignorance is when people know something and they deliberately don't want to pay attention to it. But innocence cannot be faulted. So if there are generation after generation of people that have dutifully followed the counsel of their masters, and things happen because they are loyal, because they are humble, then it's more of a social problem. And then you can't be angry at any one person or accuse any one person. You just have to be part of a change. So that's what I decided to do, is to be part of a change. And to try to furnish my students with information that would help them to avoid the mistake that I made, to help them to avoid the mistake that my teachers made.